Hi heavenly beings, I'm E.T. from LiveTree TV. I will be your speaker today. How have you been? Now I'm going to share with you about the Udeka's writing of the characteristics of the thought adjuster of the administrator of the spiritual hierarchy. The thought adjuster of an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy is created differently from that of a general spirit soul from the time when a spirit is born. To gain material experiences, a spirit soul needs a planet that provides the spirit soul with a material foundation for its experiences. The administrator of the spiritual hierarchy refers to the administrative spirit soul who organizes the spiritual hierarchy to manage and operate a planet. The thought adjuster of an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy is given by the Creator. The thought adjuster of an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy has the content given directly by the Creator, which is called the heaven-given thought adjuster. In this respect, the thought adjusters of the administrators of the spiritual hierarchy or of the spirit souls who administrate dimensions are different from those of general spirit souls. The thought adjusters of spirit souls belonging to the administrative group are enormously larger than those of general spirit souls. Unlike general spirit souls of the administrative group do not evolve through the process of gaining material experiences, which is why this group of spirit soul is called descending spirit soul or non-evolving spirit souls. Below is the process in which a spirit soul of the administrative group is born. Firstly, two types of spirit energy are prepared for the birth of a single matured spirit: the spirit of holiness and the spirit of truth. Secondly, before consciousness is implemented, a spirit under preparation is engraved with the identification number unique to the spirit, and at the same time, the birth process of the spirit is recorded in the administrative system for spirits. Once the identification number is engraved, a thought adjuster is given to the spirit under preparation, matching its identification number. Thirdly, after the spirit under preparation is given its identification number, the energy of this spirit is subjected to fine-tuning to have the energy spectrum that has been designated for this spirit. Once this fine-tuning process is over, the spirit will now be given its thought adjuster. The process in which a spirit is granted its thought adjuster is as follows. The thought adjuster is roughly divided into two areas. One area is composed of the categories of the thought adjuster that are commonly given to all spirits by the Source Creator, including a category enabling the implementation of spirit consciousness. The other area is made up of the categories of the thought adjuster that are specific for individual spirits, depending on the role and characteristics of the spirit, through which a spirit is given its individuality and the information unique to this spirit. The thought adjuster of the administrative group is given through the following 6 categories. The first category, an area for implementing spirit consciousness. This is a common category in the thought adjuster that is first given to spirit energy for manifesting spirit consciousness. This category accounts for about 8% of the entire thought adjuster of an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy. The thought adjuster of the general spirit soul group also has this category with the same function, which, however, harbors very simple programs compared with that of the administrator of the spiritual hierarchy. If the thought adjuster is compared to a computer, the thought adjuster of the administrator of the spiritual hierarchy can be likened to a computer equipped with diverse programs such as MS Word, Photoshop, and video editing software as the default rather than options, let alone the operating system like Windows. There are numerous programs in this area that are needed to operate the spiritual hierarchy of a planet. When activated to work, these operating programs are configured to manifest spiritual consciousness. So they are the basic programs implementing spirit consciousness that can reveal basic features of a spirit as the administrator of the spiritual hierarchy. These programs give rise to the state of spirit that has no character or individuality, and all the administrators of the spiritual hierarchy have this state of the spirit implemented through this category. The second category, a common area containing the information about the universe. This area contains basic information and knowledge about the universe, as well as basic information regarding the structure and operating principles and methods of the grand universe. This information is differently input into a spirit, depending on the cosmic rank of the spirit, specifically its level and dimension. Therefore, the spirit of the administrative group are given the information corresponding to their cosmic ranks when they are born. The information given to the administrative group is related to their roles and missions, such as the information about planets and galaxies in this universe. Also, basic information about past and present civilizations of the universe is entered into the heaven-given thought adjuster of the administrative group. The third category, a common area containing information about life, information about the principles and methods of the circulation of life, is entered into this category of the thought adjuster of the administrative group. Also, basic information about the living creatures as the cause of the spirit soul is endowed with the thought adjuster of the administrative group. Concepts and information about various living creatures are stored in this third category of the thought adjuster. As information is entered into the third category of the thought adjuster, the identity as the administrator of a spiritual hierarchy begins to form in a spirit slowly. The fourth category, an area giving uniqueness. This is the category that provides an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy with its peculiarity or unique characteristics. Yes, each spirit has its own wavelength or vibrational frequency. An administrator of the spiritual hierarchy is given a thought adjuster that matches its unique energy wavelengths. The information entered into the fourth category determines not only the characteristics of a consciousness that the thought adjuster implements, but also the individuality and character of a spirit as an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy. The information entered into this fourth category determines the thinking tendency of an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy and its peculiarity. The fifth category, an area conferring individuality and specialty on a spirit. This layer makes a spirit equipped with specialty or expertise as an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy. The information entered on the fifth layer of the thought adjuster further determines the propensity of an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy. Whether an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy becomes an expert on material or spiritual civilizations is determined by the information stored in this category. The sixth category, an area conferring specificity on a spirit. This category is the last layer of the thought adjuster, storing the information specialized for the role and mission of an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy. Thus, the information input in this layer varies depending on the cosmic rank and missions of the administrator of the spiritual hierarchy. Before being appointed an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy, a spirit must be fully equipped with its thought adjuster individually, and then it is sent down to the spiritual hierarchy of a planet that it will manage. For example, when a spirit is sent down to the earth as the chief executive administrator of the earth's spiritual hierarchy, its thought adjuster is meant to be resolved in line with the specificity and uniqueness of the earth's spiritual hierarchy. In the case of the spirit of an administrator of the spiritual hierarchy, the proportion of its heaven-given thought adjuster is by far larger than that of the acquired thought adjuster. Unlike a general spirit soul, the administrator of the spiritual hierarchy exists fundamentally for mainly administrating and operating the spiritual hierarchy of a planet. So this spiritual is given a larger thought adjuster with more information than a general spirit soul. For administrators of the spiritual hierarchy, the ratio of the heaven-given thought adjuster to the acquired thought adjuster is said to be roughly 8:2 when they are born. Administrators of the spiritual hierarchy of a planet can take the journey for gaining material experiences on their planet by being incarnated as twin flames or threefold flames in order to operate its spiritual hierarchy properly and smoothly. However, the reason why administrators of the spiritual hierarchy experience the material world is different from that of general spirit souls. The evolution of the administrator of the spiritual hierarchy is determined by how well this administrator has managed and operated the spiritual hierarchy of each planet, not by the material experience it has gained. Because administrators of the spiritual hierarchy have different reasons and purposes than general spirit souls, the administrative group, including these administrators, is called the descending spirit souls or the non-evolving spirit soul group from the cosmic perspective. In order to disclose the information about the spirit souls belonging to the group of administrators of the spiritual hierarchy or the group of dimension administrators, I, Captain Udeka, leave this message as a record. September 19, 2019, Udeka wrote, translated by E.T. Thanks for your watching hearts.